Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. My name is Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to this week's fishing report. Want to say a huge thank you to you guys. You've really done an awesome job supporting us through this ice fishing season. We got 2 weekends left of walleye fishing. And if you guys could, if you use any of the resorts or guides mentioned in today's report, please let them know that you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. And with that being said, let's dive into today's report. Today we're going to start out up on Lake Winnie. I talked to Chad today. He said their ice roads are still in really good shape. There was some blowing snow after this current snowstorm, but they did get like 1 inch or less of snow. But with the high winds, it was blowing around. But they were going to get out, clean up those roads, and they're going to be in good shape for this coming weekend. Now, like I've mentioned in the past weeks, there is no vehicle or wheelhouse restrictions. They have 20 plus inches of ice out there, so all combinations are good to go. Now, when I asked Chad about the fishing, he said that it has been very up and down lately. The walleyes, he said your best bet for walleyes is on rocks or flats in 18 to 22 feet of water. The best techniques are still plain red hooks or pink jigs tipped with fathead minnows. Now, the night bite still remains to be the best time to catch those walleyes, but the midday bite has started to pick up some as well. Now, if you're after perch, Chad said that 15 feet on the flats has been the ideal depth for those perch. I know some people have been getting them in 10, 12 foot of water, and some people have been getting them out into 22 feet of water. But that 15 feet seems to be the best. And like walleyes, those plain red hooks and pink jigs seem to be the ticket for catching those perch. Now, as far as jigging for both walleye and perch, if you want to jig pink and white buckshot spoons, those have been the best all season long. Even all the way up to 1/2 ounce buckshot spoons or down to 1/16 ounce buckshot spoons. Now, if the perch seem to be a little bit finicky, you can downsize to a tungsten jig, tip it with a minnow head or a waxworm, and you might get those finicky perch to bite. Now, Chad also told me that the eel pout bite has been picking up. The eel pout are moving in shallow. They're getting quite a few of them in that 12 to 18 feet of water. So if you're after a beautiful Lake Winnie eel pout, now's the time to get up there and chase some of those beautiful fish. Now, bluegill and crappies, they are still remaining to be a little bit elusive. They are picking up a few in the weeds and on the weed edges in that 8 to 12 feet of water. So if you want to chase some panfish, go ahead, find those weed edges, find those thick weeds, and go fish there, and you might pick yourself up some really big panfish. Now, Chad also mentioned that the tulipy bite has started to pick up. The tulipy, they're out in the deep basin, so if you want to go chase those, I would recommend 26 foot or deeper out on them basins. They're probably going to be suspended anywhere from 4 to 10 feet up off bottom. So use your electronics, mark those fish, and then adjust to catch them. Now, the Pines Resort, they do have a full bar and restaurant. They have live bait, a heated cleaning shack. So if you are looking to get up to Lake Winnibigoshish this coming weekend, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. Now, moving over to zupsguideservice, I talked to Scott today. He said that the fishing has been kind of tough lately. He's been moving around his rental houses a bunch. He thinks he's getting closer to getting them dialed in on some really good spots. But the fish have been acting a little bit different lately, so he's still working on getting those set. As far as availability for Scott's wheelhouses, he doesn't have a ton. He told me he has February 22nd to the 24th is available. He's got one house open. So if you want to get up there for those dates, you better hurry up and give him a call and get that booked up. Now, open water fishing is coming fast. So if you want to get in Scott's boat with him, the select dates, they will fill really fast. So make sure you check out your calendar. Give Scott a call and get those open water walleye trips booked as soon as you can. So if you guys are looking to stay in a wheelhouse up on Lake Winnie, or you're looking to book an open water walleye trip, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. Okay, now moving down to Mille Lacs Lake, I talked to Jeff from Castles Resort in the Isle Bay area. They have plenty of ice out there. There is no vehicle or wheelhouse restrictions out there at this time. They did not really get any snow up there. They got some rain, but they think that that is going to be just fine because it knocked down a lot of the snow that was out on the lake. Now, as far as fishing goes, this past weekend, Jeff said that they marked and saw fish on cameras more than they have seen all year out there, both walleye and perch. But it was very tough getting them to bite. Eventually here, that will change. Those fish are starting to come back into the bay. They're getting ready for the spawn, and they will put on the feed bag here sooner or later. It's just a matter of time, and if you're in the right spot when that happens. Now, as far as the best depths go, anywhere from 18 to 24 feet of water has been the best. But those fish are moving up in shallower, so don't be afraid to try some shallower structure. Now out there, the best methods for catching these fish has been all year plain red hook, tipped with a fat head, a shiner, or a small sucker minnow, pink, white, or perch colored jigs, or if you're going to be jigging for them, gold, perch colored, or pink and white buckshot spoons have worked as well. Now, if you are marking some of them fish and they tend to be a little bit finicky, bang your spoon down in the dirt, create a cloud, and a lot of times it will make those fish fire off and they will bite. Now, Castles Resort, they do offer live bait. They have rental houses, they have day houses, they can fill your propane for your wheelhouses as well. Every weekend they run a contest on their Facebook page, so definitely check them out and give them a follow. There is some really exciting stuff that will be coming soon with Castles Resort by the end of Ice Out, so stay tuned to that. We will make that announcement next week on the fishing report. Going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to hopefully meeting some of you guys up there once we announce that event. So if you guys are looking to get up to Mille Lacs Lake out of the Isle Bay area this coming weekend, go ahead and call Jeff from Castles Resort. Okay, now moving back over to Leech Lake. I talked to the guys from Horseshoe Bay Lodge today, and they said their roads are in awesome shape. They said the rain did not hurt their roads whatsoever. They said that it's actually probably going to be easier to do some off-road traveling. And with that, they do not have any vehicle or wheelhouse restrictions on any of their roads at this time. So whatever rig you got, head on up to Leech Lake. Go catch some eel pout, walleye, perch, whitefish, tullibees, pike, whatever it might be. They're swimming out there and just waiting to be caught. Now, when I asked them about fishing, they said that the walleye's best bite has been in 18 to 24 feet of water. They are plowing to a whole bunch of new structure for this coming weekend that will open up a ton of new walleye fishing opportunity. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, road number 1 and road number 3 in the mud, there has been lots of big perch being caught out there. You need to be on the mud. That's where those perch seem to be congregating right now. Small tungsten jigs or small buckshot spoons tipped with minnow heads has been the best way to catch those. And if you can get set up on one of those schools of those nice fish, you are going to come home with a nice batch of perch. Now, eel pout. The eel pout do seem like they're starting to pull in a little bit shallower on some of those shallower, steeper breaks, anywhere from 16 to 20 feet of water. This past weekend we were up there, we caught some really nice eel pout. They're so much fun to catch. So if you want to get after some eel pout, I recommend road number 5. Try and get in that 16 to 20 feet of water on a break line. Now, as far as whitefish and tullibee, those are out deeper, 28 to 34 feet of water seems to be the best depths for those. And like I said before, they are plowing new roads out of Horseshoe Bay Lodge. They are plowing over to the Paris Trench and Moki Reef. Now, Moki Reef is going to be mostly for walleye and perch fishing, but the Paris Trench, that will be multi-species. There is super deep water. There is shallower break line waters, and that will have perch, walleye, whitefish, tullabies, eel pout, and probably some pike over there as well. So if you want to get on some virgin ground out of Horseshoe Bay Lodge, check out the Paris Trench or Moki Reef, and you will probably have some really good luck fishing those waters. Now this past weekend, the best techniques we found for catching the walleye were pink glow jigs tipped with fatheads. The eel pout, they seem to like Wonder Bread jigs tipped with fatheads. The whitefish and tullaby. We did catch a few on small tungsten jigs with plastics. They preferred gold jigs with red plastics, but the majority of them bit on small Berkeley vibratos, specifically in pink and gold. So if you want to chase some tullabies and whitefish, I highly recommend picking up some of those Berkeley vibratos before heading up there. Now, Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they offer a full bar and restaurant. Their burgers are absolutely phenomenal up there, along with all their other food and drinks. They do have hotel rooms, cabins. They rent out some condos as well. They got a pool, hot tub, sauna, showers, whatever you're looking for, Horseshoe Bay Lodge can accommodate you. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake this coming weekend, go ahead and call Cam or Courtney from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. Now, if you're looking to book a guide trip out on Leech Lake, we highly recommend Leech Lake Guide Team LLC. George has been running the majority of their trips this winter, but a bunch of the guys are going to start guiding for jumbo perch. So if you want to get in on some jumbo perch or any other species, go ahead, look up Leech Lake Guide Team LLC, get in contact with them, and book a trip as soon as possible. Now, like I mentioned before, open water season is not far off anymore. So if you want to book some select dates for Leech Lake guide trips, go ahead, call them, get those on the calendar as soon as possible so you don't miss out on the dates that you want. So if you're looking to get a guided trip up on Leech Lake, go ahead and call Leech Lake Guide Team LLC. So if you're looking to get a wheelhouse rental up on Leech Lake, Tanner from Only Outdoors, he does have a few available spots left this season. Not a whole lot, so if you want to get in on that, give him a call, find out what dates he has available, and scoop up one of those wheelhouses before the season ends. Now, with that being said, guys, that will end this week's fishing report. Before we go, the catch of the week comes from Roman. He caught this 25.5-inch walleye. Congratulations, Roman. Really hope you had a blast catching that fish, and hopefully there are many more like that in your future. So I want to thank everybody who sent pictures in to us this week. If you guys want to be featured on next week's fishing report, please send photos into livinmnoutdoors@gmail.com, or you can send them to us on Facebook Messenger as well. Now, if you guys get out fishing this weekend, we hope you have a blast. We hope you have some luck. Remember, be respectful of other fishermen. Don't crowd your neighbor. Pick up your trash. But most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.